So, hi everyone, a crafty Latina here. I promised some of you that I would do a tutorial on how I put my flowers together for the dome centerpieces that I was creating with paper flowers. And I'll show you that towards the end, but I want to just do 3 out of the 4 flowers that I used for that. So, and in the comments, I'll put, these are all design space on Cricut, flowers that already exist. So I just used their templates. So these are 3 out of the 4, and I just wanted to put them together so you saw how easy, like really easy it is to create these things. So this is, I guess I don't know what they call it. Probably a sunflower. I decided to do it in pink. So it's 3 petals, and I just duplicate the big petal and then just resize it for the 3 shapes, the 3 sizes that I want to just sort of give it some dimension. Some of them I leave them straight without curving the petal, but then literally you can just take your nail and just give like the top, the smallest layer, a little shape. It's so simple. See, it just gives it like that little pop at the end. You could leave the last one flat and just really quickly do the 2 smaller layers, just so it gives it a little design and a little dimension to it. And that's it. It's simple. And also you can, if you want the smaller layer, you can do, I have this tool, and I think it's like for fondant, more for baking than anything, but has like the 2 little round little balls at the end. I got these on Amazon. And if you just hold it in the middle and give it a little pressure, see how your little petal just takes a little life of its own and just curls in a little bit? So you can do so many things with simple, like 3 little petals. So I like to put the glue on the back of the layer that's going on. It's easier for me to control that and not get all those little spider web things that I hate so much. I don't want to do it on this mat. And then just alternate the petals, not one on top of the other, but like alternating. So if you lay this flat, the petals should be in between each other. It shouldn't be one on top of the other. See, and you curled up those a little bit so they give it that little cute extra little dimension on there. And this is regular, sorry, getting over this cold, 65-pound Recollections paper from Michaels. I like to use different papers to do my flowers, but this seems to work the best because they're really, you know, at 65 pounds, they're sturdy enough that your flowers are not gonna break apart, and it's nice to be able to work with this, you know, this kind of stock material, but they're still delicate enough. And look how cute that is. See, 3 layers, simple, and one is flat, then the other 2 give it a little more dimension. And for the center, I just did like a little yellow simple dot that actually comes with this template of the flower. And just put a little glue on there, and you just put it right in the center, and that's it. That's the first flower. Adorable, cute little thing. See, if you see on the side, you can see that it's sort of like lifted up. So that's your first flower. Look how easy that was. Now the second one, it has a hole in the middle, so it's a little tricky. I could have actually put a shape in the back and welded it together so that it would close that. I didn't think of that after all the times that I did this. But I like this flower because I like the shape of it as well. I like that it was, you know, I made it a little bigger. And here you can do 3 different colors. I did, these 2 are similar, but I still like that it was like a little different shade of the same lilac color. So this one's a little trickier. This one, I put the glue on this one. Again, on the one that's gonna, I screwed that up. Okay, hold on. On the one that's gonna go on top, and put the little one first. Let those 2 stick together. This glue dries pretty quickly. That's why I love hot glue guns. It dries pretty quickly. And this one I sort of leave flat. This one's gonna give fill in more space as opposed to give it some more dimension, the centerpiece will fluff that up a little bit. And then put it on some glue on the big piece. And then just lay your other layer on top of that. Again, alternate the petals so that you give it a different shape. And that dries pretty quickly. But simple. The only thing I don't like too much about the Recollections paper is the heat changes the color of the paper. It eventually goes back. But if you see it gets a little lighter. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. It gets a little lighter when the heat hits it. But it goes back to its color. And if you wanted to just, even after you glued it, if you wanted to just quickly lift just a couple of these petals to just give it some shape, like every other or something, you can do that. Just adds a little interest to the flower. So now since that has a hole, I don't want to put glue in the middle of this because that's all it's going to do is go straight down that hole and stick on to whatever, you know, protective covering you're using. So I just go around very lightly. I just put a little bit around. And then put it on top. So it goes around the hole. And just let that dry. And these I love because this is where you can add a little interest to your flower. You can lift some of these up. You can fluff that up a little bit. Add a little life to your flower. Cute little flower. But look how simple so far. Look how quickly we did 2 of these flowers. And you can use these in so many different things. I actually saw one of the other florists, paper flower makers on Facebook actually did like a corsage with some of these like paper corsages, which I thought was so brilliant, and they looked so beautiful, and it was really nice. Now this last one, it's a succulent, and this one's easy, and all I do is with my nail I just fold every layer of this flower. I literally just put my nail and fold, nail, fold. And there's 6 petals to this flower. And they're all different sizes. They already come sized that way. When you find it on Design Space, when you find this particular flower, you'll see that it's already, why are there 2 of those so smaller? It's already, the 6 petals are already there with the different sizes. You don't have to resize this flower. It already comes that way, which is easy because you could just send it to print if you want. 3. And each one is, you know, goes from larger to very tiny. The last little piece of this one is very tiny, but it prints so quickly and it's so easy to assemble. As you saw, we've already done 2 out of the 3 and they're so easy to assemble and they're so versatile. Like you can use these in so many different designs and so many different things, which is great. And I love that all of these are just already with Design Space. I didn't have to go hunting for, you know, different templates somewhere else. Let me put them in order so I know how they go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we start with this is the largest, so this is the base of it. So this one stays, I don't add glue to that one. I add glue to the one that's going to go on top of that one. And again, what do I alternate these petals. So I don't like them one on top of the other because then it doesn't really show the flower, or your succulent in this case. Okay, so that's that. Again, do the same thing, just find a little opening. And go sort of in between. If you do just one, just make sure you alternate one. The others will fall where they fall, but at least the one that you start, just eyeball one and just put it in between the last layer that you had. And a little dot of glue. If it's the hot glue, that usually it's paper, so it sticks pretty quickly. You don't have to use a lot of glue. I could easily go into the witness protection program because I don't think I have fingerprints left after all the hot glue that I use. Like, seriously, I think I burnt off all of my fingerprints. It could be so painful sometimes. This craft. Definitely blood, sweat, and tears in some of these projects. But I love how they turn out. Like, it turned like paper, like just anything so simple as a piece of paper. We can create magic is what I see it as. Create something beautiful that's long lasting. Regular flowers will wilt away, but our paper flowers can stay forever as long as we want. And we give them as gifts, they'll be a memory forever. Look how adorable that turned out and how quickly we did that. So just by pinching and just making like the little V on each one, it actually gives it its little shape. So for this one, I like to use a gem in the middle. So this one I do directly put the glue right in it. And then I use this handy dandy tool, which lets me pick up gems because I'm horrible at picking up little things. If you haven't seen this, it's called Pick Me Up. And it has like a sticky residue at the end, and it lets you pick up gems to create projects. This has been a lifesaver for me. And that's it. Then, wait, let me get one of my domes. So this is what the dome was that I made. It literally is like a half a styrofoam. I spray painted it with the Rust-Oleum paint in green so that the white didn't show through. I printed leaves from Cricut as well. And then these are the flowers. These are the 3 out of the 4. This was pretty basic, so I didn't recreate that one just now. Then you put them around, and these are little ones from Design Space as well. But then you just stick them in, and how I stuck them in was with this. So this is the other thing. This is the Ashlynn wired wood picks. So I'll just show you how I did one. Just get one of these picks out. The wire already comes attached. Hold on, let me just get this wire out of here. The wire already comes attached to the end, so I'll just do this pink one. And all I did was literally tie the wire, wrap it around my finger, take it off. Just keep wrapping it. When you take it off, just turn the wood pick until you have like a little nest, like a little circle of wire. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little circle of wire with the wood pick in the middle. So then I take my glue gun and put it on the back of the flower. Put a lot. I'm generous with the glue then. And then when I put the wood pick in the middle, I turn it so that the wire all gets covered with the glue. And then I hold it there for a little bit. Then I hold it till it dries. You can blow on it so it dries faster. So some of them I did with the picks, and some of them I didn't. So this one I didn't. The little tiny filler pink ones I did not. And some of these big ones sometimes I didn't, because I wanted to give it some height and some depth. So some of them are completely flat in, and then some with the pick are a little higher. So it gives it more of like a 3D type of shape. And the leaves are glued on. I did the leaves first just so that I could place the leaves, then the flowers, and then poked out some of the little leaves throughout. And that's it. See, it's stuck now. It's stuck on there, and then all you have to do is like pinch it in and just put them around. And the easy part about this is once it's glued in there, it's pretty glued. Like if you see something and you start arranging this and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have 2 pinks, I didn't realize, pull it out and put it somewhere else, and it's so easy. So I did about 20 of these, and I'm also working on another paper project, which I'll show at a different time, which I'm loving. That's also for the same mother-daughter dance. But these are the 3 flowers, guys. I hope that was helpful. Pretty easy, simple. Give it a little shape just with your nail. Just like fold it up a little bit. And that's it. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to just contact me. I'm happy to help. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.